back to my channel. Today we'll be unboxing two figurines I'm very excited for, and those are the Mugi scale figure by Ulta, as well as the Ritsu figurine by Ulta. So as you can probably see, I have changed location of filming. I've actually moved houses and I'm now filming in my living room, which I really like. I can have all my figurines on display behind me. It makes a nice background. However, the figure shelves aren't complete yet, as you can probably tell, or with all those things that are not unboxed yet, as well as those Nendoroids which I have to unbox soon. But once I unbox more figurines, the empty space will slowly fill up. So as I have previously mentioned, in this video I'll be unboxing the Mugi and the Ritsu from KODOMOi, the scale figurines by Ulta. In a previous video, which I will link somewhere in the description, I unboxed the Azusa, Mio and the Yui. It's very, very cute figurines. And now we will be unboxing the pianist and the drummer of the band. I think I'll start off by unboxing Ms. Mugi here. It's just because Ritsu has a lot of difficult parts to construct in her drum set, and I'm scared that I'd have to rush the movie if I took too long to construct the drums. So that's why we shall start off with our lovely keyboard player here. So I originally got her off... Okay. I have a cat, so he may be joining me in some parts of the video. You want to be on video too? Okay. So I originally ordered her off Mandarake, actually. All the other four I got on Ami pre-owned, but for some reason Mugi just sold out really fast all the time, and one night I was just scrolling through Mandarake and they also had her, so I was like, okay, I'll just order off Mandarake just to save me the hassle of having to refresh Ami pre-owned like every single day. I don't remember how much I paid for her specifically. I'll write it down in the video somewhere, but yeah, it's just been a really long time since I bought them, so I don't really exactly remember how much I paid. I guess I'll briefly run through the boxes of the figurines, but it is basically following the exact same theme of the other KODOMOi figures because they're all from the same set. So it just follows her with the KODOMOi logo at the top, and then you can see the figurine through the clear plastic. And then lastly, there's her name at the bottom, as well as what instrument they play. So Mugi, she plays the keyboard. And then on this side here, this is just with the picture of the figurine and just some other like who sculpted it, etc. And then on the back we have a full picture of the entire figurine, which is lovely. I can't wait to get her out of the box. And then lastly, on the last side, we just have a silhouette of the figure. Pretty simple. And then, yes, that is the entire box. I'll quickly open her up because I am very, very excited. Here is Mugi out of the box. She is really, really, really pretty, and it's really nicely painted. I'll show closer shots of her in a moment. When I first took her out of the box, the first thing that caught my eye was her magnificent blonde hair. Like, I was looking at it, and like if you look at the back of it, the shading is really, really, really well done. Like, I especially love how the ends of the hair is a slightly darker blonde than the top of her head. And the way it's flowing is just, it's like she's in the wind and they're like playing the instruments, and it's just so dynamic and alive. Going on down to her face, I really like how they included all the details, especially her thick eyebrows. I always think about that one scene where Yui was having a dream that Mugi had like pickle eyebrows or something. I'll insert a clip if I can find it. But yeah, I love how they, of course, included her thick eyebrows. It's probably one of my favorite things about her character design. And then we have her eyes, which are also nicely painted on. Of course, Ulta never disappoints with their figurines. They're always so high quality and so nicely made. And then of course we have her cheeks, her little chubby Mugi cheeks. So cute. And then I love how it has little blush lines on it. It just adds nice flavor to the figurine. And then of course her mouth is just in a little open smile as she is playing away on her keyboard. So going to her outfit, it's the standard K-On! School uniform as seen in the anime. And then it's of course similar to how Yui, Azusa and Miu, how the fabric and everything is flowing in the wind and really adds life to the figurine, and it looks like the movement of the figurine is really well made. And of course like the detailing and the shading on the uniform is also really amazing. I especially love this part of the skirt where it like flicks up. I think the way they molded the fabric, it just looks really realistic. And then we have her arms, which are held up to play the piano. And I love the way they sculpted her fingers. It's so delicate, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Near the keyboard, it looks like she's like elegantly playing her music on the keyboard. I'm just going to jump back up and talk about the uniform. Like the fabric folds on the arms is so well done, as well as like all the fabric folds around, I guess, her waist area as well. And it even has like the pockets, like the sculpt of the jacket of the uniform has its pockets, which I think is a lovely detail. And of course the little gold buttons are really perfectly painted. And of course I cannot forget about the base of the figurine. Like the other K-On! Girls, I guess it's the CD themed plastic base with the K-On! And then of course her instrument, which is the keyboard, painted onto it. And of course is the Hokkaido Tea Time, and then her name as well, printed underneath with the instrument she plays. So now we move on to Mugi's instrument, which is this keyboard here. So what it's supposed to look like, if I'm holding it the right way, is this, and then you just pop the keyboard on top like so, and it just balances there. Which is a little bit scary, to be honest. There's not really even like anything to help grip onto the bottom of this keyboard. So it can slip around a bit if you're not careful, hence why I'm holding it in two separate hands. And of course the bottom here also just sits on top of the figurine's base, and it doesn't clip down to anything. So of course you do need to be a little bit careful around that, especially as it's not like attached to anything. It just can go flying if you knock it over. So firstly I'm going to go over the actual keyboard part, I guess. This part really shocked me because even as I was staring at it through the box, I could see how detailed this piece of the figurine was. I do have a keyboard myself as well, and it's like I just shrunk it and it literally came out like this. Like they went as far on the details as like even on the back of the keyboard with like, I guess, the danger warnings, electrical danger warnings you get with electronics, as well as even like the electrical plugs, and other dials and other attachments, I guess. And then on the front of the keyboard, probably one of my favorite details, aside from all like these dials and buttons that looks like you can actually press them. But one of my favorite details is this digital screen here. Like it looks like they made it in a way that it looks like the screen is actually on and the keyboard is on, showing I guess whatever they show on the screens. And then yeah, I just think that looks really good and really adds to the realistic touch of the keyboard here. Now that Mugi is all assembled, you can probably see her on the shelf there. She's joined the other K-On! Girls. It's time to open our fifth and final member of the band, which is Ritsu. And her looks like a very complicated drum set to build, but I am very excited for that. I can't wait to see what she looks like completed. Of course, as once again, I'll go over the box. Very similar to all the other K-On! Girls boxes, following the same theme, except of course in the color orange. We just have of course K-On! Up there, and then you can see Ritsu through the window here. And then of course it says her name and what instrument she plays, so she's on the drums. And then on this side here is just a little picture of the figurine. And on the back, of course, a big picture of the figurine itself, fully assembled. And lastly, on this side, just the silhouette of the figurine. So for Ritsu, I actually got her off Ami pre-owned, just like I got Azusa, Mew, and Yui. Mugi was the only one from Mandarake. I think the Ritsu here, her condition was A, B. So the figurine itself is basically new and unopened, which I'm really happy about. And I do think I got her for a pretty good price. Of course, I'll list the price somewhere on the screen. I just don't remember it off the top of my head. What I do remember is the shipping for this figurine was ridiculously high. Like I know her box is kind of awkwardly shaped, but like I didn't expect the shipping to be that pricey. Like maybe they just didn't have a box, I guess, small enough to fit this, and the next size box up was astronomically larger. But anyways, I guess in the end I got her, and the entire band is now here and ready to be assembled, so it's worth it. My wallet did take a bit of a hit, but it's okay, we have recovered, hopefully. But yeah, I'm just going to try assemble her now. Please bear with me though. I've seen people try to put her together and they say the drum kit can be a bit of a pain. So I'm just going to be really careful and work with her very slowly. Before I say anything else about the figurine, I just want to mention, like, look at this base. It's so big. It's like the size of a dinner plate. I could eat my pasta off this if I wanted to. It's like bigger than my face. But yeah, anyways, I was very shook when I saw this in the box. Like, I knew the figurine had a large surface area, but I'm like, I didn't expect the base to be this ginormous. But I shall have to see if it fits on my shelf. If not, I might have to look up some alternative storage methods. And once the figurine's on here, I can't really show it either. But Ritsu's one is her base with like her drum set on it, just a silhouette of that. And of course with her name here and Hokkaido tea time written down. Unlike the other figurines, Ritsu's base doesn't really have an anchor where she sticks on to the figure. So like for example with Mugi's, her like foot had some like pegs to go into. But Ritsu's one is just completely flat. So I guess you just have to gently balance her on her little base. So here is the Ritsu figurine all assembled, drum kit and all. I was actually expecting the drum kit to be very difficult to assemble just because it's quite light and delicate, a bit finicky, and I don't really have a good track record of not breaking figurines when assembling them. But I did realize if you go really slowly, really patiently and follow the instructions, then you could get through it with minimal or no damage at all. Like I can't read Japanese, so I just followed the pictures on the instruction sheet, and Google Translate here is also your best friend, so that is also quite helpful. I'll talk about the drum kit a bit more in detail in a bit, but first we talk about Ritsu here. She is very, very lively. I can't really see her from this angle, I'm just looking at the back of her head, but from what I saw before, her face is absolutely adorable in her little yelling, like in excitement because she's drumming to the music. And her pose is just absolutely adorable, like she's about to smash down on those drums. And of course there's a little drumsticks you just easily slot in between her fingers. Her hair is just her standard, her short brown hair, but it's still pretty well shaded. Like at the ends it is darker and you can see the dark and light tones of it. Not as, I guess, impressive as Mugi's, but of course Mugi's hair is much longer, so they could definitely fit more detail onto it. But other than that, I think her hair is still detailed pretty well here. Moving down, of course, we have the standard K-On! School uniform. I think it is identical to basically the other ones, yes, with the blue tie and everything. It's really well made, and it does flow, the sculpt of it does flow really well, the fabric with the movement of the body, I guess. So it makes it look quite realistic. Like even on the back it has like the folds that you would expect if you were to lift your arms in like a jacket like this. And then of course we have her skirt there, which is just sitting down on the chair. The balance of this figurine is slightly wobbly, I would say. Like the way her butt is sculpted, it fits in the dent in the chair that they also sculpted in, but it's not perfectly stable, I guess, so it does wobble a bit, as you might have seen in the previous clips. So now that my cat has actually decided to join me on my lap, I'll go on and talk about Ritsu's drum set, I guess. He's biting me, so give me a sec. Anyways, so past that, we have Ritsu's drum set here, which is one of the biggest, I guess, pieces of the entire set. It is the biggest piece of the set. And it makes the entire surface area of the figurine very large. It's probably one of the largest. I'm not actually too entirely sure if it will fit on my shelf. We'll just have to see. Other than that, her drums here are very delicate looking, of course, and as I've mentioned before, the cymbals are nicely shaded with a darker gold around the edges. And then moving on to, I guess, the bigger drums. This big drum at the bottom here is also nicely shaded with the yellow on the side. As well as with these little 3 smaller drums, they're also nicely shaded in the yellow. And I like how these 2 here are transparent, so you can see everything on the inside. And then also her foot pedals here, her feet just lightly touch upon those. So you have to carefully actually arrange her on them, or she will, I guess, topple over. But yeah, I guess the foot pedals are one of the only other things aside from the chair providing her balance and support. So you just have to be really careful around that. But overall, this figurine is really, really pretty and basically really amazing with all the detailing and everything. So I'm really impressed with that. Now that Mugi and Ritsu are both finally out of their boxes after many, many months and all assembled, I guess this kind of brings my K-On! Her Cargo Tea Time Band unboxing to a close. I'm really glad I have the 5 main girls here. I know Ulta did make 2 other figurines in this line. I'm not too sure if I'll get them, but it is in the back of my head. Other than that, I will insert some clips definitely of the entire band together, because I think that would look absolutely amazing. And finally you can see the entire band in action. But other than that, thank you very much for joining me for this till the end of this video, and as well as this 2-part series for my K-On! Unboxing. If you do like this video, feel free to subscribe and comment down below who your favorite K-On! girl is. And if anything, I'll see you guys in the next video.